gonna have to take the wheel. You're gonna have to take the wheel.
I got it. I got it. I'm driving. I got it. Here we are, Cigar Newbies and Industrial Cigar Company. It's Tuesday night, and it's Cigar 101 Top 25.
I like
Let me know when I have to give you the wheel back.
You're doing a great job.
I'm driving like I'm on Seinfeld.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, it's yours.
Okay.
Boom, right there.
For those of you who are watching us.
I was driving a 928.
Nice. I'm just going to go ahead and apologize because we're probably going to be a little bit echoey with what we do because our mic cord decided not to work. So we're going wide open. What's up, Chris Coulter? What's happening, Mark Meyer? Good evening, mates.
Good day, mates.
Good day, mates. Derek Coleman is watching.
JJ's in the house.
So if you're watching this and there are people that need to know what the top 25, don't lean it against there because that's our mic.
That's what I said.
If people need to know what the top 25 cigars of 2020 are, this is the show.
Now is the time to call your mother.
Call your mother.
Call your mom and say, Mom, here it is, top 25. What is our top 25 called, by the way?
This is the Industrial Cigar Company's totally biased, unofficial, uncorrupted, official top 25 cigars of 2020.
And why is it uncorrupt?
Because nobody has paid for their rankings on here. We don't believe in that shit. We just believe in good cigars, phenomenal cigars that will make this list.
Little caveat there, somebody does pay us, we become corrupt.
So just so you all know, as we continue this streak, we will always keep the word uncorrupt. But if somebody has paid us, we're going to put them in the number 7 slot, and we're going to keep corrupt, but we'll just put a line through it. That way you know we're taking money, and the number 7 spot is the one who paid us.
Right. Did you see the little Mexican come over?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Which one?
Hey.
Did he stick his head in?
Good man.
Nice. Well, we can't have him in here because he's going to think we're corrupt a little bit.
That's a good point. We also have Definition Cigars in the house tonight, and they will think that we are being corrupt and paid off.
Damn. I wonder if this is any coincidence. Marty's in, Mark's in.
Let us know if you're in, and let us know where you're coming from, like Saturday at the shop. If you're coming to us from a foreign country, like Chicago, let us know. We will say good evening, mate, to you in whatever your foreign language or dialect is. We had Magnolia's here from Nashville, her and Preston.
They're sitting up front right now.
Good evening, mate.
Good evening, mates, to you. So let's kick this off because we have 25 cigars to talk about. And I think the first, starting from 25, we'll start working our way down. We can give them a little bit of a rundown if we want to, but starting with number 25.
I like how you have this already done.
Look at that. Coming in at number 25. What is it?
It is Superfly.
Dum, 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 dum.
This was Oscar Valadares' Superfly, Mexican San Andreas. Beautiful cigar. One of my favorite cigars of this year. It comes in a beautiful little Corona, and they also did a Connecticut Corona. Wonderful cigar. Oscar killed it with this. And because I am a victim of 70s funk, and I love it, I was so worried the cigar wasn't going to be good, but it is very good. So number 25, Oscar Valadares, Superfly.
Let's stop for a second. Steve, Alexander, every single one of these cigars are coming from our humidor, except for one, which is coming from Chris Pennington's humidor.
Right, because we're sold out.
And we're going to smoke them.
Yeah.
But yes, all of these will be available starting tomorrow morning in a top 25 pack on industrialcigars.co or in the store. And you can also buy these one by one. There will be a collection on the site to make it easy for you to pick those up.
I would just put a slight caveat on that. We'll have the top 25 because some of these cigars are incredibly rare, in limited supply. And oh, by the way, our business is up 300% so far this month. So people are buying a lot of stuff.
People are buying cigars. Coming in at number 24. That is the Espinosa Habano number 5.
Now, this is one of your favorite cigars. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
It isn't one of my favorite cigars.
I thought you liked Habano, or is that your brother?
No, that's these dickweeds. I'll tell you, I enjoy it. It's my favorite of their line. It is a Nicaraguan cigar full and through and through. cigar is fuller, but it still has a nice balance. Still a little bit floral. Really, really good.
Yeah, I get a little bit more pepper on this. I like the Laranja myself, the orange wrapper, because I like that more citrusy floral effect, but the Espinosa just makes a phenomenal cigar.
Coming in at 23, it's everyone's favorite go-to.
Bam, La Galera,
Connecticut.
A cigar that we have had since day one, consistently sell thousands a month. The cigar is one of the best values in the store, and we've said it 100 times, but this cigar is the reason that we don't sell a Rocky Patel or we don't sell Perdomo, we don't sell any of that mainstream stuff, because frankly, they would have to have something twice the price to even compete with this cigar. And it's $7, $8. It's maybe even less than that for our members, but this cigar is outstanding if you want a good, very high quality Connecticut.
I think a value cigar is a way to put it. Talk about a value coming in at number 22. Is there? Ooh, there might be better value, but I'm telling you right now, the La Galera white label Salomon.
Or you could call it the Cavalier.
What did I say?
La Galera.
Both of those are very good, but also coming in at number 22.
Probably the best. I'm going to put this in the top 1 or 2 best values in the store at $12 and some change before our members pay for it. This is the Cavalier's White Salamone. It has no Ligero leaf in it. This smokes like a $25 cigar, no bullshit.
No doubt.
And it is incredible. And we have been out of them forever, but then when 30 boxes showed up the other day, it looked like it was in time lapse going ultra fast.
And usually we'll say for a stronger cigar, on paper, this should be strong, but it isn't. That's in reverse. On paper, that should be a weak, boring cigar. It is not. It's a very, very nice cigar. I can't believe that's only at 22. That should give you an idea.
Well, part of maybe this is a good point where we talk a little bit about this.
No, let's do that at top 20.
Okay.
Coming in at 21, another Plasencia, but this is the Plasencia Alma del Fuego, released last year in the 2019 IPCPR, PCA. This is a sensational introduction to the Plasencia line.
It is.
Very aged tobacco, very rich, robust flavors. It won't kick your ass.
Yeah, and this is kind of the beginning of where Plasencia comes into the humidor. We just had the best value in the store. This comes from the Plasencia factory and farm in Honduras. Plasencia is primarily Nicaraguan. I think the best farmer in Nicaragua. They know how to handle they know how to take care of their tobacco. Amazing company. This is a box press version. They have an entry level line, the CT 146. Or the 146.
Yeah, the cosecha.
The cosecha, which they call a 146, kind of a Connecticut lighter wrapper.
Cosecha means crop. So it's our 146th crop is what that means. So every year they come out with another number.
Got it.
Reflecting which crop they're on.
And that's kind of the entry level. And we had them when we first started. Did not do really well. But this lit it up. And then if you want to step up and jump in the deep end of the pool, the Alma Fuerte.
Coming in.
Oh, by the way, I just ordered yesterday the Alma Fuerte with a natural wrapper. Because right now it has a very dark, oily Maduro wrapper. But with a natural wrapper, it's going to be a 6x6 hexagon. And it's going to be in a hexagon-shaped box, a box of 10.
For those of you who are just joining us, hit that share button. Let's get this to a ton of people because we now are on our top 20 of, these are some of the top 20 cigars they need to smoke, make you the superhero. I will tell you what, this was a difficult selection process.
It was.
Because we have somewhere in the ballpark of 800 facings that we could select from in our humidor. Maybe talk about what you were talking about as far as what makes a cigar great, what makes it land on the top 20 list, top 25.
Well, first of all, our entire team gave a list of what their top 25 were. Those were scored out. We then took a look at our sales because that is really our customers ranking the cigars. And that was scored out. And then we also looked at our vendors. So there were some cases where in the top 25 of sales, it was a fill in the blank, Robusto, Toro, and the Gordo, just one right after the other.
Yep.
So we compressed, and actually some more cigars kind of got moved into the top 25 because maybe they weren't there from a sales perspective, but the other factors that came into play were there. So,
and those of you want to say thank you for taking the time to letting us know what your favorites were
right,
this year.
and that's right. You sent out the little survey.
Oh, Jesus. You've got.
Did he just tell us to hurry up?
Jesus is telling us to hurry up, and we've got 20 to go. So coming in at number 20 is the Jake Wyatt Herbert Spencer. This sits on a San Andreas wrapper. It is beautiful looking. It smokes brilliantly.
It's a beautiful cigar. It's a great line, family-owned business, very, very, very limited distribution. What I'm excited about is some of the moves that they've recently made in their factory. They hired the head of the Opus X production line that was in charge of quality control at Opus to run their factory. And these guys are making the steps to make some really unique stuff. They came out with the Lithium, which is a limited edition. We ran through them twice. Really, really good. But give Jake Wyatt a try. This stuff is
very unique,
exceptional.
Coming in at number 19, this is in my top 25. This goes way higher for me. Now I put in the Torpedo, but this is just the Chasero white label.
This is the Chasero.
Habano.
Don't let the Mexican out there see it, but Edgar Hoyle is in the house, by the way.
Yes.
He has
Don't just start saying,
this.
"Don't let the Mexicans see it."
Yeah. So yeah.
Andrew Waits is on, man.
But the reason that we have these is the reason Edgar is here is 2 packs. Better late than never. He had promised these about a week and a half ago, but they got stuck in customs. But it's 2 5-packs of the Chasero. That was was it 20, 19?
That's 19.
Number
man.
19. This cigar, and I'll tell you, let's just stop for 1 second while I remember. Biggest surprise cigar of the year for me.
Likewise.
Chasero Petite Corona. When you handed me that day, I thought you handed me a freaking blueberry
muffin.
Blueberry muffin.
That is the only cigar in our history that anyone has ever made an actual executive decision of just go, screw the process, trust me on this. This is a line we need to bring in, and I'm glad we did it. Those cigars in the humidor.
The cigars are phenomenal. First of all, at $8, $9, close to $10, they are phenomenal values. But imagine this. Now we're only able to get 25 of each, but I've got the Chasero 5-pack. These are Toros, and you get 5 of those. At $9, it's a $45 value. We're going to be selling these things for probably $27, $28. And
that's stupid.
Perfect
great
Christmas item.
Coming in at number 18, it is Crown Heads Mil Dias.
This line, now here's a cigar that fools you. As you look at this cigar, you think there's not a lot of punch, there's not a lot of strength, but this is really a beautiful, full-bodied cigar, typical Crown Heads, amazing collaboration. They just came in this last week, the Moreva size, which is a slightly larger Corona, but
ton of flavor.
A ton of flavor. So if you're a League of 9 smoker, if you're a Crux Bull and Bear smoker,
Drew Estate smoker,
if you're a Drew Estate smoker, if you're in that fuller range, take this, and it's gonna bring you down from a strength perspective, but take you on a whole different ride from a quality, balanced flavor stream.
Now this at number 17, this is going to show that it's pretty totally biased, but not 100% biased, because I think if we had our way, this cigar would be number 1, number 2. But taking all things into factor, I think next year we'll call it the totally biased, but also pretty fair.
Yeah, this is the Byron Venezianos. This cigar we have been out of for over a year. They just came in this week. This is the best cigar that I've smoked in the last 2 years, bar none. To me, this is utter perfection. The Adame Duendes is one of my favorite cigars. That's a torpedo at this size, but this cigar is very, very, very special, and also kicks off a little bit of citrus. It kicks off
everything at the same time.
So this one, we received 9 boxes, 8 sold instantly, and these boxes are no joke. They're about $1,000 a box. So, but if you want to do something special for yourself, get this. This one I had to borrow as a prop because the other boxes still sealed.
That's right. And coming in at number 16, I smoked this today and forgot how good it is. That is a Grand Habano Blue and Green. Starts off like cedar, starts off very nice and fragrant and beautiful. It builds a little bit wider and deeper as you smoke through it. That cigar is something you can make an everyday stick without problem.
And I think it's interesting that they made the font and everything look like Johnny Walker Blue, so I'm wondering how that pairs with Johnny Walker Blue.
I bet it would go pretty damn good. Coming in at number 15, another cigar we've been waiting for a while, which is already dwindling. That is the LFD Cabinet Maduro number 5.
Yeah, it's no label, it's no joke. It shines like the thing just got armor-all. And as you look at this cigar and you hold this cigar, it feels like your hands are gonna get wet.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but it is not strong. I mean, this cigar is outstanding. These come in a cabinet of 50. So it is it's no joke from that. And JC bought the whole freaking cabinet.
50. So we're down to about half a cabinet. All right, so Pennington, yes, so Venecianos is a top 2 cigar, but we haven't had them all year, so we can't actually make them a top 2 cigar because no one's really been able to enjoy them.
But, side note, hey Dave, got a question for you. What's your favorite cigar ever? Venecianos.
That's your favorite ever?
Actually, the best cigar experience I've ever had, there was a couple, but one of them was on my birthday this year when Elliot bought us the La Nacional.
From 1920.
From 1920. It was a 100-year-old pre-embargo Cuban. That was probably the best cigar experience I've ever had. I think sitting and smoking in Atabay in Nelson Alfonso's backyard in Cuba, pretty special.
That's a whole experience. Let's stick on the cigars as we're rolling into number 14. Number 14 is a new addition, and I'll tell you what, talk about making a splash. Talk about that cigar.
This is Definition Cigars. They're a local group. They're from Dallas. They are using an outstanding factory in Nicaragua. This particular cigar is called the Olive. It's a green band. All of them look like they have little garter belts on them. And this particular cigar is using a Cameroon wrapper, which just delivers this really beautiful citrusy note. But his Habano, his Maduro, all of their cigars, box pressed, Toro Plus, great value.
Not even just, it's called the Noir.
Right.
But that you were very darn close with that, with the Olive. But that is my favorite of the line. That is a damn good cigar. And that is right on the heels of a Big Dog cigar, which is the Foundation CT 142. This is part of the Tabernacle line. And if anyone likes red velvet cake, you're going to like this cigar.
It's a spectacular cigar. This is the reason we don't sell Liga. Nick Melillo, the founder of Foundation, was the creator of the Liga 9, the Dirty Rat, the Feral Flying Pig, when he was at Drew Estates. Left, has his own affiliation with his own farm. He's growing his own tobacco instead of buying from brokers, which we saw when we were at the factory. Drew Estates doesn't grow their own tobacco. They buy from brokers. This cigar actually uses a Cuban seed, which is called a CT 142, and it is grown in 2 farms in Connecticut. Took 36 months to age this wrapper out so that it was smokable. But man, is this thing good. The double Corona is massive, and it's like $12, so they're also about 40% cheaper than a Liga.
Well, I wouldn't say cheaper, but they are less expensive.
Less expensive.
Brian McGee, thank you for coming in. Crown Heads is a line that if you guys haven't smoked it, do it. If you haven't been a part of anything with Brian McGee and McGee's Smoked Meats, do it. You will not regret either decision there.
And Brian, we'll start the whole show over for you, but Mia Diaz was just 4 sticks ago.
Yep, it sure was. And now we're getting into number 12 space, and that is
the Regis Black Label. This is one you can't get anymore, Orchard.
The
Now
Origin.
you can get the Black Label.
Yep.
Black Label's the best-selling non-Cuban in the UK. Beautiful cigar. The Orchid Lounge, which is the second oldest tobacconist in the world, allows Akil to send 25, 30 boxes of this special cigar that he makes. He sent them all to us, and we did very well with it.
I'll tell you what,
This cigar is in.
that guy's a good piss, as he puts it.
Yes.
Coming in at number 11. Now, this is the whole line, but this is one of those items that you look and they just stack 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, all of them
Right.
are on there.
That's exactly what
Number 11 rolling in is Casa Torrent's Origin Series. The Origin Series it actually has 4 different cigars that are part of this blended series, talking about the origins of cigars and the different regions, and really paying homage to what they are. My favorite is the Cuba, and to me it has a very Cuban palate, very well balanced with earth, a little sweetness.
It tastes like a Cuban Cohiba used to taste. The Nicaraguan obviously has just got a little bit more punch to it. Miami made cigars, like from El Titan, you might know the La Molina Goldie. There is a flavor profile that comes out of Miami that is a little bit buttery. It just kind of has its own unique note. It kind of has that feel of Cuba, but with that twist. But a absolutely incredible cigar. And then they also have a San Andreas, because that's where they're at. In Mexico.
And and you know what? That Miami actually uses a Connecticut wrapper, but that is no slouch of a cigar.
Oh no. And but here's the thing.
You know, that's
These
the
things-
mic. They can hear that.
Yeah, I understand. These are what, $7 and some change. Mm-hmm. So
That's a really good opportunity. So
throw it in
said
your rotation.
San Andreas, there's a Miami, there's a Cuba, there's also a Nicaragua, and the Nicaragua I think is such a cool way to look at a cigar that just runs through the Casa Torrent filter of what a Nicaraguan cigar is through the Casa Torrent filter. Just creates this little hybrid of a blend. I think it's not this super full Nicaraguan, but it is damn good. I really enjoy it. As Pops lights that cigar, I'm going to move to number 10.
This is a momentous occasion. I mean,
Actually, this is number 10.
This is our third or fourth top 25, and
All right,
it's interesting to see. I was thinking that as we were looking at the list today, some guys that were on it 3 years ago, not on it today, and a whole bunch of product that's on here now that in some cases wasn't aligned when we opened, like Definition.
There are quite a few. I mean, there's so many new cigars on this list that weren't here this time last year, which makes me very excited to see what happens in 2021 with new cigars coming out, with new projects on the line, and you'll see where those projects kind of rank. But we're going into, Frank has a great idea. We should all show up and smoke all of them tonight. So that sounds like a great idea. Brooke, Elizabeth don't have a locker, but I can come pick them up. Make sure to do so quick because they are moving fast. Let's move into the top 10.
Can we just have a moment of silence and just say,
Is that incredible or what?
this Atabey
Let's take a little hit of that.
is the stupidest. It's hard to explain how good that cigar is. I feel sorry for somebody that smokes that cigar and doesn't realize how good that cigar is. It'd be like somebody drinking some of these amazing whiskeys that SSW has and then goes, I think I'm going to go with the Jack Daniel's Handle or Old Crow.
That's very good. That's very good. Okay, let's roll into the top 10. Coming in at number 10 this year is right there.
Bam!
You already know.
It's the staple. It's the Crux Epicure. It is the cigar of choice. We sell more Crux than any other cigar in the store. And with the exception of one other, this is the Crux Epicure is one of the most popular. You know the product like the inside of like the back of your hand.
Well, I'll tell
Been
you,
there, done that.
What I was just saying tonight is having the opportunity and an honor to work with the Hogans and be able to go to the factory and see how they treat their product, people, and process. There are no shortcuts, and there's no coincidence it's making it to the top 10 because we have a ton of great cigars, and it's firmly placed in the top 10. I think that's a staple of the shop.
I agree.
Coming in at number 9 is that's something special.
Byron Distinguidos.
Pretty close.
How do you say it?
Distinguidos.
Guido. I go for the Guido.
That's more of an Italian thing. Yeah.
So anyway, this has a mistake of a wrapper. It has a darker, more full-bodied Maduro wrapper wrapped around basically an Elegante blend, which is one of my top 5 favorite cigars ever. And this cigar, for the guys that were smoking a lot of Atabase and then they went with Byron, this is definitely a next step up, and it is another treat yourself. It's Christmas. Take care of yourself.
Now, when you're not treating yourself, it's Christmas, it's this incredible experience, and it's an everyday, and it's something that you really, really want to enjoy. This is one of my personal favorites of all time, and this is the ICC/OSOC cease and desist.
Cease and desist. It is, this is a 4x44. This is a small cigar, but it is one of the most special cigars I've had, and I am proud to say it's in my top 10 favorite cigars I've ever smoked.
Really?
It is so consistent, and it just pushes. It's like the house stick and some of the others that just push the button for me, but I really love the flavor.
And what I've noticed is that flavor is not only unique, but it's a flavor that I can't get sick of. There's this buttery, rich flavor to it. You would think something small like that, you would get some pepper, that is just awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way through, that is one of my favorites. And it's one of my favorite projects.
I wish we had one that was like
a Toro?
Like
maybe we could do a Lonsdale on that.
Yeah, because he said that it would take too many leaves.
Then coming in at number 7, it is
Imagine this.
Imagine, because you guys bought them all, the Principal Accomplice White Label.
If you know, you already know.
Yeah,
it is another reason that some of these guys that come in and talk to us about their name brand, best-selling cigars at $12, $14, I double dog dare you to smoke the Accomplice White Label and tell me that a $15, $16 Davidoff White Label is better.
Oh,
double
exactly.
dog dare you.
Oh, exactly.
It's $6 freaking.
Not only that, it sits in that Origins range. It sits in this vibrant. It's so easy to smoke. It's, to me, that is, if I want something that isn't distracting but is just very good. No bullshit. It's just a good cigar.
It's just good. And we received some Toros. The Toros went really well. And then last week with Principal, we launched the White Label Lancero. They, of course, sold out instantly. But we will have more in January.
Yep.
So, but that's a cigar that is like a couple other cigars in the line. I don't know how many we can sell because we've never really had enough.
Yeah. We're always just right at the end of their production. And we run through it. Coming in here, the next spot goes to one of our just incredible projects with one of my favorite people ever. This is with Edgar Hoyle. This is part of the Los Tejanos line, but this is the ICC exclusive Gen 2 Lancero. Mexican Habano wrapper on there.
It's a Cuban wrapper. It's a Cuban seed grown in San Andreas. It's a Habano wrapper. We're the only ones that are getting this wrapper. It is laid over some beautiful Nicaraguan tobacco. It is also, and now we said sales dictated a lot of what happened with this cigar. This cigar we sell a ton, but this was the cigar that was the whiskey straw that the SSW guys bought up in a matter of minutes. But we
you smoked the rest of them.
Well, I may have smoked a few bundles of them, but this particular cigar, I could smoke it one right after the other. It is, to me, it's just perfection. And this particular cigar, after sitting in a whiskey barrel for 2 months, is amazing, amazing. And the fact that we sold out while we literally were announcing it, and had 68 e-com orders come in while we were in the middle of announcing it, I've never seen that happen.
That was wild. SSW, you guys are the greatest ever. We love you. We appreciate the hell out of you. Coming in at number 5. Okay, so now we're getting to the top 5 here. Now we're getting into. Yeah, That looks like if I'm going to grab them. Now we're really getting into the totally biased part of it.
Yes.
Although completely totally biased, we are uncorrupt in this, and we are utilizing some objective measures to get to this top 5. So coming in at number 5, it is
the Atabey Duende. This is, if you think that a Monte Cristo number 2 from Cuba is good, if you think that a Cohiba Bihique is good, if you think anything that you think is good, please put this up against it. And it just, if you like a torpedo, if you like a Bellicoso, which I do, cut on an angle, cut that on an angle so you get that nice upward smoke. The cigar is,
just do yourself.
it's amazing.
Give the respect to the rollers and smoke that thing inside. Watch what happens when you smoke it inside. That cigar could get blown away in the wind and all of what makes that magic outside. So smoke it inside. Coming in at number 4 is the...
Now this is the Patoro XO. This is the Salamone. We received the Bellicoso, which just picture that. And that was the Bellicoso. But what was interesting is our entire staff had the questions you asked, which was the biggest surprise of the year. Virtually the whole staff put the XO Bellicoso in that position.
Well, and what I love the Salamone because it takes more time to smoke and you can really enjoy it. You need to clear out some time in your schedule, and it develops and it turns. It's this whole experience. It takes you for the ride. But the Bellicoso just gets right into the business, cuts about 30 minutes off the smoke time, so you can get straight into the goodness and get to it. That XO, boy, it's been too long since I've smoked that thing.
Our friends at Half Wheel gave it a 94. They don't give anybody a 94. So that was very impressive.
They gave it a 94? Coming in at number 3, this is a house favorite, well, because...
It's the house. ICC, the house, done with Darren Chalfie from Principal, Hendrik Kellner Jr. from Kellner Boutique Factory, using a mold that fortunately Davidoff decided they didn't want to use because it was 1 millimeter too small in diameter. Creates this beautiful pyramid. 4-year-old Nicaraguan wrapper is the youngest piece of tobacco that's on this cigar, sitting over a Cubra binder, Cuban Brazilian hybrid seed. That is the binder.
There's also San Vicente. There's some Jalapa Valley Nicaraguan tobacco. There are actually 2 Nicaraguan leaves in there with some Dominican. It's a unique cigar. It's not a normal house stick.
I would like to send this to Cigar Aficionado and Cigar Journal and those for them to review it as part of their top 25 because I think it would fare very, very well.
That comes in at number 3. Now, 2 and 1. Now we're getting to cigars that we just can't keep in stock.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. The last years we took the approach of our number 1 favorites, and we can go through that. But I'll tell you, these are cigars that are from you, and the numbers don't lie about these cigars.
No.
Coming in at number 2, it is
Principal Cochon Volant.
There you go, Nathan.
This cigar is, I always joke that this is Steve Harvey's cigar of choice, and he can afford anything, and he buys a $12 cigar. Beautifully finished. Again, another pyramid in a sense, shape in that the foot is about a 54 ring gauge, about 50 in the mouth, and this is...
Look, go if you're watching this and you haven't smoked a Cochon Volant, go to industrialcigars.co right now and buy it, because you need to smoke it, and you need to smoke it before it goes away, because those boxes, you want to talk about time lapse, watching those boxes go away, it's almost making noise.
Last Saturday before the event, we were fortunate to get 300 plus 200 that were wrapped in a San Andreas wrapper. The 200 San Andreas left the building that day. I think there's maybe 75.
You want to talk wisdom? You know what I found sitting in my humidor?
What?
One of them. I grabbed one just because I thought, I'm not going to see it again, ever again. Put it in my humidor. Got it sitting there.
Nice.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's wisdom. What do we got here? We've got Coleman's. Yeah, Derek Coleman says it's Derek Coleman's cigar of choice. It is so good that Derek Coleman, who's a humble guy, refers to him in the third person to describe that cigar.
Yeah, and he normally doesn't do that. We got Johnny Goodner. I saw a bunch of guys coming in. Mark Myers in here. Mark so far is agreeing with us, and just to be on point with Mark, it just shows that we are really intelligent
Yep,
people.
and I had that number 3, and it was a great smoke. Thank you for that. Haven't tried it with chocolate milk yet. Do it.
I know who he talked to.
Yeah, exactly. Give it a shot. Coming in at number 1, this is our number. Actually, talk about this cigar before you pull it out.
Well, I already mentioned and kind of let out that we have a number 1 best-selling line in units, and that particular line is Plasencia made. It is incredibly high quality, and within this line, there are 3 sizes that represent a third of all of the cigars we sell, just in those 3 sizes.
Yep.
Now, and we go through literally thousands a month.
I looked at the numbers when you brought them in today. When it went unit sales, I think it went Cochon Volant, and then the next 3 were just the 3 sizes of
the
this
next
cigar.
3 were the 3 sizes. When you take those 3 sizes and combine it, it jumps to the top.
It jumps to the top. So our number 1 cigar of the Industrial Cigar Company Top 25,
Crux Bull and Bear.
Bull and Bear. This is a cigar. Now you may ask, why isn't it a Byron or an Atabey or a 150-year-old cigar or whatever? It's very simple. This is a cigar you could smoke every day, never get sick of it. It goes great with a low-proof bourbon, a peaty scotch, chocolate milk, coffee. Who gives a shit? It goes with everything. This is the cigar that is the most things to the most people.
It's definitely the biggest blanket to throw over cigar smokers. The interesting thing is on paper, it's the strongest cigar in the store. But it is a tribute to the Plasencia farms and the Plasencia way of handling the tobacco that you have a cigar that's 60% Ligero, 60% Ligero leaf at the top of the plant, and it is absolutely perfect. I mean, it covers a guy that wants to smoke that smokes a 4, and it's good for a guy that smokes an 8.
Yep.
When it comes to strength, it is outstanding.
It is incredible. I'm telling you right now, this is a cigar, and as you look at this, the fact that this made its way up, I've got to be honest though. If I was going to put it in the top 25 and I was putting it as I did in mine, I didn't put that as number 1.
What was your number 1?
My number 1 cigar of the year would be the Cochon Volant. To me, that's probably because it's one of my favorite cigars. If I'm going 5 of them, I'm going Distinguidos, I'm going Cochon Volant, I'm going Cease and Desist, and then I hit a wall from there. But there are just some unbelievable cigars being produced right now. What was your top number 1 cigar of the year, your own personal choice?
I think I put the Patoro XO Bellicoso in there. I'm perfectly content with the Salomon. It's just a great cigar. Biggest surprise was the Chasero Petit Corona with the blueberry. And the other kind of tie for the surprise was the whiskey straw. I had no idea that this cigar was going to do what it did after sitting in that whiskey barrel.
And I'm curious
really
for those who are watching, what has been your favorite? Travis said the Cochon broke his brain. The Brindille is one of my favorites as well. Unfortunately, with some of this on the list, we really had to select through cigars that we had access to this year, and understanding that this is a weird year that we all know. I'm telling you, some of the cigars we just had to set aside because not everyone had a chance to give it a shot this year.
Yeah.
Brindille would be one of those, but a phenomenal smoke with the Brindille. And if you've smoked a new one, you understand how good that is too.
So I'm actually smoking the Atabey Ritos, and this cigar, I mean, look at the burn line. It's just, this thing is just burning perfectly. I look at this mix, And honestly, if somebody just said, go pick me 25 cigars, these are probably what I would pick.
Yeah.
It covers up everybody. What it doesn't have in this mix is a kick in the teeth, really strong cigar.
Mark Meyer bitching. Gary freaking bought all the Brindills.
He did buy them, and that's the one thing is when you have a cigar that sells, we had 300 sticks, which is 30 boxes of the Brindillo, and they sold out in an hour. And we limited it 5 per person. That's what was crazy.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, it was limited 5 per person.
So those will come back out. We will have a re-release of those. But you know what I'm surprised didn't make the top 25 on here? The Angelique.
It was like 27.
Was it really?
Yeah.
The Angelique, I was really surprised because there are a ton of people, myself included, I would put that up there in my top 10 of the year. And that's weird because it's a sweet tip cigar.
And we just got in a box, or just got in some limited edition packaging tonight for the Angelique. It's a 5-pack of Robusto, the flavored, the sweet, tipped, beautiful cigar from Principal, but they're packaging it in a 1960s girdle package.
It's cool. It's true. Yeah.
We call it the panty pack.
It is real 1960s packaging.
It's
that it comes
really
in.
cool.
It's really cool because the 2 cigars look like the legs when you look at it. But look out because we're going to put these up. We'll also put some of our staff picks, our favorites up there. You'll be able to purchase this kit. This will
Let's do a post with a picture of each one of the staff guys and let them, have Tyler and buyers and everybody just talk about what their favorite top 2 or 3 cigars were. But a lot of you guys have smoked some of these. Are there any that you see that you're kind of going, oh, I didn't know about that. I should give that one a try.
Yeah. Yeah. The Plasencia Alma Fuerte.
And actually, I'm glad you brought that up. But Cigar Journal, which we love Cigar Journal, those guys do a great job, and our evaluation system kind of stole from them. But Cigar Journal just released their top 25, or at least notified people of the top 25, and the Alma Fuerte from Plasencia is #1 this year.
Huh.
So,
wow.
And the Alma Fuerte is definitely on the stronger side of the Plasencia line, but that's why I think the Alma del Fuego sits kind of in the middle plus, and it's really, really good.
Yep. So that is our Industrial Cigar Company's, what do we call it? I ran through it so clean.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah, Industrial
Unofficial.
Cigar Company's totally biased, unofficial, uncorrupted, official top 25 of 2020.
Yeah.
That came out like it was 2020.
You said we should have left 20 out.
Yeah, top
we
20.
should have just left 20 out.
We should have done the top.
Like you should have a 13th floor in a hotel or in a hotel.
Top 20 is just the
20
through
is Bafangu.
20 through 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
No, I think just the number 20 should have been banned from this deal. It's bad luck.
That's it. Well, for those of you who are still watching, make sure to join us this Saturday for Saturday at the Shop, as well as Cars and Cigars Frisco. That's kicking off at 10 o'clock.
What's the weather going to be like?
We're going to let it warm up a little bit.
Okay.
It's
so
going to be fun, but it's
later.
going to start a little bit later at 10 o'clock. Bring your cars, bring your kids, bring your wife, because it's for everybody.
It is. And we'll have coffee from Distretta.
You got that right.
This is
And
awesome.
while we're dropping sponsors, if you're going to drink a beer tonight, make sure to drink Busch Bavarian. Because if you're going to drink a beer that needs a church key, why not make it Busch Bavarian? That's it. They're not actually a sponsor. I don't even know if it's a beer yet.
I don't even know
but
if
I
they're
like
a
saying it like that.
But I'm telling you what, we're going to have a corrupt as hell deal if these guys do actually step up and bring us some beer.
Yep, that is it. I like the Lost and Found Cookie Monster. If you like the Cookie Monster, come in right now.
Don't
because
tell
we
anybody.
have something for you. Bring it. Cookie Monster. Come in. Just say Purple Label and Sarah. That's it.
Just say
We're
that.
not saying anything
and
else.
We can't say anything else on the internet, but
We'll
come
tell
on
you
in.
for real.
We got your Cookie Monster.
That's it. Well, we will talk to you. Thank you so much for taking your time, and we will see you later.
How many more of these we have before Christmas?
Which ones?
The show.